little while back, I asked if you guys would like me to do another Q&A video. And boy, did you guys follow through. I have gotten so many questions from you guys that I don't even know if I can fit it in one video. However, we are going to see how far we can get today. So, let me have a look at my phone so I can look at the questions and also put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I don't want to be disturbed. You can probably hear those construction sounds in the back. I actually set up a portable AC, and because of that, part of the window is open and it's only covered by plastic, and there is absolutely nothing I can do about it in terms of sound. So I hope you enjoy the natural city sounds. So let's have a look at all of the questions that I have received from you guys on my channel. So I asked this question on Facebook and YouTube, and I will be starting with answering the questions that I received on YouTube because that's where I've gotten the most. So it looks like I have 64 comments, and I will start by answering the oldest one. Let me scroll all the way down. I got some regular comments, but I also got, a lot of questions. So, let's see. Let me just adjust my chair a little bit. That was so loud. Okay. Let's move forward. Okay, there we go. It is so warm. Okay, so the first question that I got is from Coco and 78. Do you recycle? And the answer to that is yes. What ASMR videos do you personally enjoy watching or listening to? To be honest, I don't really watch many ASMR videos anymore. I watch a lot of unintentional ASMR videos, and I really like videos where people create art, where people are artistic, or where people explain something they know a lot about. If I remember, I will put some links in the description as to what videos I personally still enjoy. I also really love videos where kids do ASMR. Not all kids, because but it's like a certain age group that I really seem to love, because the way how they do things. And that question was from Kayla. Diana asks me, what motivates you to keep positive through all the negative news? What does a healthy partner relationship mean to you? Well, that's kind of personal, but to start off with, what motivates me to keep positive through all the negative news? So to me, I think it's complete nonsense that what we call news in society is most of the time bad news. So I simply don't check the news very often. I do it at very set times. I don't get obsessed over it. I just read it, and I don't attach myself to it emotionally, if that makes any sense. So that is how I stay positive. I just don't surround myself with a lot of negative things. What does a healthy partner relationship mean to you? I mean, do you mean how a relationship like that should be, or what it literally means to me? A healthy partner relationship means everything to me. I really miss walking around the city, looking at the architecture most. I find Canadian architecture, at least in Toronto, super, super boring. So I really miss the architecture. I really miss the charm of the city in terms of the way it looks. What things do I miss to do? Well, it's the same thing. I just miss walking around the city and having something appealing to look at in terms of architecture and history. What is my favorite animal? What is my favorite animal? Jeez, when I was younger it was a horse. Then it became a hamster. And right now, I don't really have a favorite animal. I really like birds, dogs, fish, and shrimp. But if I were to have to pick just one, I think it would be shrimp. Domesticated shrimp, although you can't really domesticate them, but like pet shrimp. What are your hobbies? My hobbies are aquariums, bird watching, going out for dinner, for food. I'm a huge foodie. Cooking, researching fish and shrimp, drawing, watching documentaries. Yeah, I would say that those are my hobbies. And then we got a question from M. Are you still in touch with your aunt or any friends in the Netherlands? I am still in touch with my aunt, my grandpa, my grandma, family friends, aunt and uncle, and my sister. Is Chris still doing website design? Yes, he is. Is COVID and money, if COVID and money were no object, where would you like to travel most? Honestly, I don't know, to be honest. There's so much I haven't seen. So no, I have no idea. How many pets do you have now? Well, I got 2 dogs, Kiki and Lena. I got about 50 to 60 fish. I got about 15 shrimp and a bunch of baby shrimp that are so tiny right now that I have no idea how many I have of those. And they're not pets, but we have a bunch of birds and squirrels and stuff like that in the backyard that I look at every day. Jess Pix. I'd love to know how it's been living in Canada for the past years. Do you miss living in the Netherlands? Have you been able to go back to visit since COVID hit, or do you have plans? So I do have plans to go back to the Netherlands next year. Let's see, what else? Do you miss living in the Netherlands? Yes and no. I miss it because what I miss about it is I really miss the food. I really miss the architecture and the history. And the fact that everything stays the same. I noticed that now that I'm getting older, I appreciate things staying the same more than I did 10 years ago. I moved here 9 years ago, so there is a big difference in terms of what you want in life. When you're 24 versus 34, which I am now. Let's see. Do you miss living in the Netherlands? So yeah, I do miss living in the Netherlands. However, one of the things that I like most about Canada is that people seem to be more polite, respectful toward different nationalities and cultures and religions, and that's something that really keeps me here. I just really like, oh my god, I really hope that this is not going to come across in the wrong way to anybody, the Second World War and how they came out of it. I really admire how strong human beings can be, especially people that are put in those types of situations. God forbid that will never happen again. And I don't know. I'm kind of speechless when I talk about. I don't have many words to describe it. It's more of a feeling. I really admire that those people, not everybody of course, but that a lot of them were able to open up about what happened, and the strength, the courage, the perseverance, the everything about these people I admire so much. Unfortunately, a lot of those people that did those interviews are no longer around, but I wish I could tell them. Another person that I actually do really admire as well, now that I think about it, is Princess Diana. The way how she treated people, just amazing. I just don't know what else to say. I could sit here and like talk about that for hours, but yeah. So I have a few questions from Julia. Would you consider doing planned teaching videos for Skillshare or on some other platform or even YouTube? Honestly, and this might be completely downplaying myself, I don't know. I don't think I'm that good at plans, so I don't think I could really do any skill teaching. But I have done a few planned videos, so if you haven't seen those, check those out. If you look for ASMR indoor gardening, TheWaterwhispers on YouTube, you will find it. Do you play Animal Crossing? I really wanted to during the pandemic, but no, I haven't. I thought that the game was way too expensive. What's your favorite color? My favorite color is teal. Would you ever consider a meetup in Toronto? When I was younger, about 7 to 8 years ago I was, but nowadays I'm a lot more private, and I think I would completely freeze, and I would probably be way too shy to do that. But who knows, maybe I will in the future. Never say never. Have you ever tried Pakistani food? I think I have, but I wouldn't be able to tell you a specific Pakistani food because I've had so many different kinds of food. Do you have a best friend? If not, do you wish you had one? Yes, I have 2 best friends. So how did you meet? Okay, so one of my best friends lives in Toronto, and when I first moved here, she messaged me asking me if I was ever going to do an ASMR meetup in Toronto, and I was like, yes, I probably will, but why don't we just meet up and have lunch? And that's what we did, and from that day on, we became really good friends, and I'm still in touch with her, and that is now 8 years ago. Another really good friend of mine, another best friend, is a viewer of mine that used to send me messages, just replying on YouTube, and I always felt that they were really sincere, and not like pushy in any kind of way. I just felt very attracted to her, in a friendship kind of way, and we just, started messaging, and then eventually we ended up Skyping, and now we talk almost daily. She doesn't live in Toronto. Caramel Mocha Girl, which is one of my longtime viewers. Are you still planning on doing the ASMR World Tour? No, probably not. Have you collected any new crystals lately? No, I have not. It is still a hobby of mine, but it is on hold currently. Are you still in touch with your sister? Yes, I am. We don't talk to each other very often because we're the kind of people that just kind of, catch up with each other once every few months or so. But the relationship I have with her is really good, and yes, I am still in touch with my sister. Kristen asks me, where would you visit in the US if you decided to travel here? To be honest with you, I do not know enough about the US in terms of, knowledge, like what things look like or what you can see where. amount of nature that there is here, the amount of space that there is here, not in Toronto, however, but the country itself, and the fact that a lot of parts of Canada and cities are multiculti and respectful and acceptive of each other. And of course, you know, that doesn't apply to everyone, but I'm generalizing everything here. So, I clicked the questions away again for I don't know how many at a time. Let me see. J. Mac. A few years ago, you and Maria talked about starting an ASMR conference. At present, it is big enough that you could probably hold a conference every year. Have you given it any more serious thought? Yes, I have, and I probably wouldn't want to do that anymore. Back then, when that idea came to mind, was because ASMR was very small. It was not mainstream. People didn't know about ASMR, and we needed a way to connect. Nowadays, it's mainstream. It has so many subgenres and subcategories that I wouldn't even know what to begin with organizing a conference of some sort. I personally became a lot more private ever since compared to 10 years ago when I started. So I don't know if I would even want to be in the public eye like that. I am very much of an introvert. I do very well with people one-on-one, two-on-one, three-on-one at most, but as soon as there is a group, I kind of become a wallflower, and I am absolutely terrified of public speaking. Carmen asks me, what was your favorite place to decorate in your home? Well, it was definitely this room, my fish room. I know that with decoration you probably mean like paintings and stuff like that, but my aquariums are basically my decorations. They are live canvases. That's how I see them. Although I know that they're living things. Don't get me wrong. I don't treat them like objects or things. But yeah, it was definitely this room. Let's see. As listener 23, what ASMR artists do you follow, if any, and what hobbies do you enjoy? I already answered that. Anna, would you ever consider moving back to the Netherlands? Ideally, I would like to have an apartment or a house here in Toronto and an apartment or a house in the Netherlands so that we can alternate, because the winters here are pretty brutal. I would much rather be in the Netherlands. And that we can also alternate like Christmas and New Year's, because most, up until except for one New Year's and Christmas, all Christmases and New Year's have been here. So it would be nice to be in the Netherlands, because the Netherlands has its own charm during that time of year. What's your favorite Dutch pastry? My favorite Dutch pastry is called something that is a tompoes. Tompoes. What do you miss the most and the least about the Netherlands? I've already answered that. Have you ever been too direct and called out for it? Me personally, no. But I do know that a lot of people from the Netherlands have. If you were would love a bit of a personal update on how you and Chris are doing. I honestly don't like Michelle. I don't like going too much into depth about my private life. I know that when I was 24, I thought that everything in my life was everyone's business, but it just isn't anymore. However, we are doing very good. We're having a lot of fun together, and we're doing a lot of really cool things together. And we just really love and enjoy living our lives together. Have you ever experienced something paranormal, and do you believe in this stuff? Mariam, yes I have, and I do believe in that stuff. I actually have talked about this a long time ago in one of my videos, what I've experienced, but I can't remember which video that was. Bunny Biscuit, my question would be, do you have any favorite restaurants that you like to visit in Toronto? Also, do you have a favorite TV show, movie, or video game? Video game, I have two favorites. The Settlers 10-year anniversary and The Sims 3 TV show. My favorite TV show of all time is Fringe. My favorite movie, too many. I don't have a favorite. Favorite restaurants that you'd like to visit in Toronto. Breakwell is my #1 favorite. Breakwell and Milestones. Actually, I really like Kelsey's too. Abby, any plans to go back to the Netherlands for a visit? Yes, next year. Many years ago, you were reunited with your sister, if I remember that correctly. Have you two stayed in touch? Yes, we have. What are some of your favorite places in Toronto? The Harbourfront, the beach, the Distillery District. Yeah, that's about it. What are any other travel plans or plans for summer? Well, like I said, Chris and I are going to go to Vancouver this month to visit, or not visit, to attend a wedding of some of our friends. And I've never been to Vancouver, so I'm excited to see that. Diana, can you please do another Zentangle video? My question is, where is your favorite place to relax? My favorite place to relax is right here in this room. And yes, I can do another Zentangle video once I start drawing again. Vintage Gal, my question is, where did you meet your fiance and husband? I like your stories, how and where you guys met and how you came to Canada. I have told that entire story on my other channel, which is called Ilse, The Water Drops. So yeah, I'm not going to repeat that story again, but yeah, we met through YouTube. We met through YouTube when I started ASMR. And long story short, the reason why I decided to move here is because I hated the Netherlands when I was younger. And I already spoke English, so it was easy for me to move here, and I could not wait to get out of the Netherlands. When I was 24, Google Who would I like